All right, hello everybody. Welcome to my stream. I'm DC. Gotta fix my captions real quick. Hold on. Do what? I gotta find the source. Line that up. Where is it? There it is. Captions. Captions. Yay, captions. All right. Yay. And if you're watching on YouTube, you should automatically have captions. There's a bit more of a delay between Twitch and YouTube because YouTube does auto captions. And so, in order for YouTube to do its magic, it needs a little bit more time to do that. All right, and by the way, if you are on a desktop, you can use your mouse, scroll over, hit the CC button, turn on the captions, and then you click the gear, and you can go to closed caption options and change the style and everything about the captions I use on the stream. So if you like using them, there you go. Yay! And yeah, like I said, I'm DC. You can find me everywhere under DC Lasair. Go to dclasair.com for all the things. That's powered by Doris. A new link in bio site. Check them out. It's a really wonderful tool. They have a lot available for free. So use my affiliate link. Click on over there. And if you really like it, sign up for Doris Pro and use my discount code DCLasair to get 30% off for 3 months. And I do get a bit of that subscription back. So another way to support me, use it. It'll be fun. Yay. So today is Tech Pie Day. Yay! Welcome on in, everybody. Who do we have in chat currently that said hello? Tom, hi. JD Lady, hello. Rex, hello. Everybody lurking, hi. Thanks for the lurks. I appreciate it. So today, we're going to talk about Obsidian, which is a free note-taking app like Notion, except you have to kind of do everything for it. Just fine. And I was looking at it, and a friend of mine started using Obsidian for his notes, his TTRPG notes. And I've been looking at Obsidian off and on for a while, and I'm like, well, okay, so I have Legend Keeper, and I showed off my adventure template in Adventure Keeper. And I was like, can I do the same thing in Obsidian? Well, I can. Requires some plugins and a little more, but Obsidian advantage is it's free and everything is local to my machine. Advantage to something like Legend Keeper. Eventually, they're going to have stuff that's more TTRPG focused. It is a monthly subscription, but it's not bad at all. But the templates and things just work. The commands, you don't have to do any extra little bits of coding. It's all right there with slash commands, and you can find it all. Whereas Obsidian, you have to do a little bit of coding, and you have to find plugins to replicate everything you need. So advantages, disadvantages, such as it is. So I thought I'd go through Obsidian, and there were a couple things that tripped me up because the videos I was watching just didn't explain them. So hopefully I can kind of get around that. And then Obsidian's nice because I can take my vault, which is basically, for my purposes, this vault is named my home campaign, And then I have things about my home campaign as separate pages within Obsidian. So, a while ago I did show off my adventure template in Legend Keeper. Did relatively the same thing with Obsidian, and I'll show you how I did all that. Let's take a look here. I will go to the window. Boom, here it is. All right. As you can see, I have spots for summary. I have this 3-column bit, which this was the trickiest bit right here. This 3-column bit. This required a little bit of code that wasn't bad. Then I have this for secrets, stuff the party doesn't know or I want to reveal or just extra information. And then notes, any notes that seem relevant during the campaign. But as you can see, location, monsters, treasure, basic summary of the story, and then I title the adventure whatever I want up here. This is my template for it. And you gotta create the template spot for, you gotta create a templates page. Then as you can see, adventure template title here. That's what we're looking at right now. And then you just dump this in your templates. You do have to tell Obsidian where to put templates. So you'd go down here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, you'd go down here. My home campaign is called Dimensional Delirium. Hit the settings button. Oh, I have to. Sorry, I didn't do the dynamic one. And then you go to templates. And folder location, I've told it, where it is. So this, I said, hey, all my templates, my template folder location is in a thing in my Obsidian I'm calling templates. So it knows, okay, these are templates, right? You may even have to create a folder in your vault for templates, but I don't think so. Let me double check that. Okay. So, as the first part, so then what you do, how you use a template is I create a new note. I'm like, okay, I want to make a new adventure template, which I would or a new adventure thing using my template, which I'd eventually put in the adventures. Right, I think I want Control 4. Yeah, Control 4 is what I want. Adventures. And on the side here, we have Insert Template. So you click that, and then I go, oh, here's the title of my template. So if I had more templates, the list would be here. Click that, and suddenly, here's my entire template. We'll go over the properties thing as well. So if you're used to Notion, each page kind of has something like this properties thing. This is a fairly new way of doing these, but it's very easy. You usually want it at the top of everything, but I will make a blank page and show you that real quick, because it's all part of, as you notice, I have different tags. So session date, in-game date. I don't know of a way yet in Obsidian to make a calendar for the campaign if I wanted different months and years and dates, or if I wanted to follow, say I'm playing D&D, I want to follow the calendar of Faerun, that type thing. Campaign name, if it's a story arc, the characters that were in it. Major NPCs, list them, and then I have this tags for any other tags that make sense, just kind of a catch-all. So in order to do that, we make a new note. And the first thing you want to do is type /properties and add a file property. And which one do you want? Or do you want to create one? So I can make one, say, zoomies. Now I have this tag. What type of property is it? Is it text, list, checkbox, date? Is it just for a number? Do I make a list with it? And now on this page, I love Obsidian for info management. Looking forward to seeing how you use it. Yeah. Now on this page, we have, now we'll always have this property, zoomies, right? I can carry this over to other things and so forth. But it also, if I just want to click add property, it takes all the properties I've already created in this vault and gives them to me here as well. So I can put in-game date, but then I can change that. You know, if I want in-game date to be a date or checkbox, I can change it to any one of these. All right, so that's properties. That's probably one of the most important things because in Obsidian allows you to do tagging, and I haven't set up tags yet. And so it's just, tagging is just using, I think, the @ symbol and then a name, or it could be, yeah, @ symbol and a name. So that's the first bit, is you usually want properties, especially if you're doing template, put properties, always make that the first thing you do. And it just needs to be at the top of the page for Obsidian to be happy. All right. And so another thing, you can see these are different colors. This is a plugin. This does not happen in Obsidian automatically. So I'll show you what plugin I use for that. As well. Now to make these are called callbacks, which I did not know and had a hard time finding, or call outs. So here is the list call outs. I just didn't know what to name them. Name this thing. Maybe if you're into coding, you already knew these were called call outs. I didn't know. I was trying to figure out, okay, so these are blocks. But blocks didn't really bring this up. So Obsidian provides you with a whole list of callouts here, and you just type them in. Now there's a syntax to this, right? So you do that, and then wait, no, I gotta look at it again. Sorry, I'm new. So multi-column, yeah. So we do a little caret, and then bright. Okay, I was thinking about right. So we do greater than, and then bracket. And notice you probably can't see it too well because of the color. Oops, sorry, not that button. That button. But you can see it automatically makes two ones as soon as I hit the greater than sign. Makes two little brackets. This is where you type in your command. There we go. So in here for that summary one, I type exclamation summary, and then make sure it's closed off. Hit enter, and then I can type in whatever I want. This is my summary, or use anything else within it, right? Then when I click off of it, or hit enter a couple times, now look, I have called summary. This is my summary. And so when you want to type in these things, make sure your text is below what you're calling the note, or the what you're calling the call out. And what we'll do, and I'll show this when we get into the multi-column bit, is that the multi-column plugin thing will keep the text within its bounds, so it won't go out. You don't have to worry about that. It'll stay within the thing. And you can add all sorts of things below this. You want, but this is the important bit here. And then if you want to name this something else, like I want to do another one, so greater than, bracket, measure point, warning, and then you just space, I think it was a space, and name it help. And now I have this neat little symbol automatically, which there's a way to change these symbols. But now instead of saying warning, it's called help. So make sure there's a space between the bracket and what you want to call it. And now I have two different zones, if you will, in my template. Now the thing I liked about what I did on Legend Keeper was that I had 3 columns. And that was easy in Legend Keeper. I just hit the slash, hit 3 columns, and it came up. Well, doesn't quite work that way in Obsidian. So what I did was, to do this multi-column thing, I should mention, there is a Markdown plugin that you can use that uses Markdown. But what I'm going to show you is a CSS snippet. And I think it's a little easier to type in than the Markdown one, but use whatever makes good for you. So here's the page. Let me put this up in a browser so y'all can see. What it looks like. And just give me a moment. Okay, there. All right. And so when you go to that website, you'll see something like this, right? And these are the 3 you're looking for: gallery cards, multi-column, wide view. These are all CSS. And you can go here to the releases. Control-4. Go to the releases. Click on it. And you'll want this first zip file here. Then you download it, you unzip it. Now, where to put these? Well, that's something you gotta do in your Obsidian Vault. So yeah. Or you gotta mess with your files in Obsidian. Let me shrink that. And let me reposition the window I had. Oh, don't do this. OBS. Come on. All right, one moment. No, don't remove that. Remove that. Display capture. Okay. That monitor. Okay. There we go. All right. So there are a couple steps in Obsidian that you have to do to get these to work. Now we're back in Obsidian. Settings. And then appearance. And go down. And you should see the CSS snippets. If you don't see CSS snippets, you need to create the folder for it in your vault. And then this will appear. So you go into your Windows file system or whatever file system you're using, create the folder snippets, and I'll show you where to do that. And then you drag the the zip files, you drag the files into the snippets folder, and they'll appear right here. And we are using the multi-column one. That's the important one. I just grabbed all three because I got all three. I haven't used these other two yet. Oh, one more thing. Before we get there, real quick. Notice I have this wide. How to do this is not an apparent thing to figure out. So I typed it in Google and it came up, fortunately. So if you want, normally it'll be like Notion where it will start in the center kind of the screen. And then in Notion you can click wide view and it moves everything to the left. Well, to do the same thing in Obsidian, that's settings. And let's see here. Was it editor? Yeah, editor. Under display, readable line length, turn this off. And everything will go to the left. If you want everything to be center screen and smaller, click it on. But yeah, readable line length is the thing you need to do this, to make it look like I have it. And how I was supposed to know that otherwise, I don't know. So thank you to whoever posts things to the internet about Obsidian, because there's no way I would imagine, oh, limit maximum line length. Oh, right, that means blah, blah. Everything's going to be used to the full width of my screen. I'm not sure how I would have gotten that out of this, or even known to look for it. So you do have to change this default. So I had to, going back to the CSS snippet things, I had to create this folder. And let me get up File Explorer. And then I was clever in my naming for my Obsidian Vault. And do I think I remember what it is? No. Oh, I called it Obsidian Vaults. TTRPG campaigns. Okay, so within your vault, and you tell Obsidian where to put the vault. Okay, so wherever that is for you. And I'll move this here. So here's my campaign, right? So I have Obsidian Vaults, TTRPG campaigns inside Dimensional Delirium, what I call my campaign. I go here, and then in the .obsidian folder, click that. This is where you create the snippets folder. If it isn't already there, it might be there for you. I don't know what causes it to be there or not. But if it isn't there, you have to create a folder called snippets for the CSS snippets to work. I found out there's all sorts of CSS snippets you can get, but you need to place them all in this folder that may or may not be there for you. So I double click and I can see that I have all three of the .css, the multi-column .css, the wide views, the gallery cards, all in the folder. So as long as they're in this location within your vault, you will see them under Appearance and CSS Snippets. You may have a little on-off switch here. Or, yeah, may have a little on-off switch here initially. Turn them on, and make sure you turn on the ones you want to use. So for this, we're using multi-column. Right? And then we apply the same bit of coding as we did the callouts, because largely it's all CSS. So you do the brackets, and I'll just show you what I did here. Except you start it with greater than sign, bracket, exclamation mark, multi-dash column, bracket. And that sets up the rest of them. And then every time you want a new one, I double bracket in, name it, and notice here I have the warning one, call it monsters, and this one's the example one, treasure. And now since I have 3, multi-column goes, okay, here's 3. Evenly spaced across the screen for you. So if I were to do that here, oops, wrong button. Do this. Multi-column, and it magically gives me the bracket. Go down. There's already a greater than sign. Type in another one. If I hit the shift key and do that helps. And then, oops, I did not want to do that. Bracket, there we go. Exclamation mark. Then I want to make a summary table. Oops, it helps if I call it the right thing. Again, that link I put in chat earlier will tell you all the callouts that Obsidian uses. Right? I got that one. Then a couple lines down, I'll make another one. Same concept. Info. And this will be party. Oh, it's not called info. Okay. Oh no. So we'll just do warning. Oh, no, it is called info. I need a space between the bracket. And I do like that it highlights. So, okay, there's going to be my second one. Third one. Double bracket. So let's make this warning. This is the oh no's. And I can do yet another one. Again, another. So there's 2 greater than signs in a row. Bracket. Measure mark. Let's use. Oh, that doesn't help us. Let's use. Just want to find another one. Okay, error. That's fine. So notice it renders it. It's like, wait, what's this? And then you click this little icon here to edit this code block. And so this is going to be error. Big eeps. All right, and you hit. And then when you get out of it, hey, look at this. 4 columns right here. And I can just type, once again, type right below the name of the column you want your text to appear in. So this is I'm just going to type a bunch of stuff in here. Rabbits are cool. I like to watch Anime. There's a pizza in my future because I'm having frozen pizza tonight. Now, if you notice, this has already gone beyond the column length that you saw up here. And then again, right below party, type whatever you want. But it fits within the column. It automatically word wraps for you. So yeah, like I said, there's also a plugin, and I'll show you plugins real quick because I use a few plugins as well. Go to community plugins. Make sure restricted mode is off. And I'll tell you if restricted mode is on or off right here. So I have restricted mode off, so I can use plugins. Then community plugins, you go to browse, and you can search. You can see I have the data view installed because I want to try out database things later. But yeah, you can see all the different plugins. And if you're looking for something like the color text things I use, I type color up here. Here's file color, colored tags, fast text color. And so for these colors up here, this is the file color plugin. So you go to community plugins, browse, find them. You can see I have fast text color, or not file color, and then I can go to settings for the plugin itself, and I can add different colors to this. So add color. Here's, I can type in the RGB value, can set it, name it, I don't know, dark purple, why not? And I click save. Now when I go to my file menu, this doesn't affect the text here, right? This is just for your file folder, your files. There's two separate things, okay? And then when I right click, and I can say set color, and now here's my color list, and here's the dark purple I just made. And I can click, any one of these. I named this reddish, obviously. So yeah, but you have to select your colors and do that. So plugins are fairly easy. So that is the basic things that I use for making my adventure template. Now I do the properties. I went through, I added all these properties. So they're all a separate name like I showed earlier. Keep that at the top. And then I can, add tags here. Like I could tag the characters of my party here. And if someone was missing or, just couldn't make that the session, I can not have their character name appear here is the idea. So I know who's here. And then I can save this. I can print it off. Whatever I want to do. But this is what I would use to run a game session. Yeah. So pretty much like my Legend Keeper thing, except a little more to it. You got to know this little bit of CSS coding here. Really not bad, but it took me forever to find this, so I'm giving you all a shortcut. Because nothing in Obsidian is apparent. Like, it's really powerful, and you need plugins for stuff to work for you. So I can show you some of the plugins I have that I'm not quite using yet. But so colored tags, you can choose, adaptive soft or adaptive bright. And then as you make the tags for your stuff, color can change. Fast text color. Fast text color is probably the easiest way I found to color text that you're typing inside the note. So fast text color, and I'll show you how easy again. Again, you can add a new color to the theme. So you hit the plus button. You can these ones come with it, the red, orange, yellow, green. So I'm not going to touch those. And you can choose if you want it bold, italic, lining, capital, whatever. Make sure you name it first. So this is 10. Make sure you add a name here first. Otherwise, I couldn't find how to name it. So I'll call this one blah. Hit the plus button. Now I have blah. I click the color. Again, we have our nice little RGB. And I don't know, maybe this weird greenish color. Okay, and now I have this color added to the theme. And then to add it to my text, down here, type this, highlight it, right click, color. Oh, look, there's blah. There's all the colors I had in that window. So that's yellow. It shows you here. And then if you want to remove the color, you hover over the dot and go to remove, and it's gone. And then, so it shows you, it does show you kind of the code, but once you go off of it, it's that color, right? So we're in edit mode. I can show you read mode. You notice everything looks great. Let's remove that color. And we'll keep that text up there. So we went over file color keyword highlighter is useful. You gotta type in the keyword. So I'm gonna add a new keyword, and I'm gonna call it kitty. All right, we pick. This is important distinction. This will be your background highlight. Again, you're highlighting the keyword. So let's make it something. Yeah, let's go with kind of an orange. Okay, so now I have this new keyword, kitty. So every time I type in kitty, it highlights it in orange. It makes the text black. And yeah, and so you can go through and, if you need a certain word colored, it will automatically go through document, color it. Here's the first one is the text color, right? So I can make this white. Oops. I can make this white, right? Yeah, and then if you want to remove it, just click the minus, and it's gone. And to disable and delete plugins, just go to Community Plugins, find the name of the plugin, you can turn it off or on, delete it, or here's the settings, or you can add to it. Now again, I haven't messed with data view. This is for database, so can't tell you much about that right now. I haven't really used the note toolbar yet. But there was something I liked that Legend Keeper does, which allows you to make extra tabs up here along the side. And there are numerous plugins for that, but I think the one I liked was Note Toolbar. I just installed this late last night, so I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. That's where I go. And yeah, so that is how I'm currently using Obsidian. Let's see here. I want to give credit here. This guy does a lot of Obsidian videos. In fact, that's his whole channel. And I learned quite a bit from watching these videos here. But yeah, so this is currently how I use Obsidian. So how long did that take? That took most of our first portion. All right. Yay. So if you have any questions on that, let me know. I will attempt to answer them. I am new to Obsidian, so I don't know Markdown or CSS that well, but I'm sure I can figure it out. But yeah, if you have any questions, and then the other thing is figuring out how to release this to all of you. I think there's another plugin that will allow me to do that. So if you want to use Obsidian and this for your adventures, you can do that. The other thing I don't know if I can do is change these colors, because these are all kind of default colors. Like, this is the color every time I type in summary. It's just going to be this color. So I don't know if I can add a bit of code below, a bit of CSS code below to change the default color of the box. That'd be kind of cool. I just don't know if that works yet, and I'm not sure the best way to go about that. So yeah. Let me make sure I meant... Oh, where to get Obsidian? I should probably share that link. There's where you get Obsidian. And let me just mark that I talked about all this stuff. Don't confuse myself later. Yay! So if you have any questions on that, let me know. Otherwise, we'll head into the break in a couple minutes here. And yeah, just a couple minutes, we'll head into break. And then when we come back from break, we'll go into start our second part of what I've called the TTRPG AP Assemble series. First one is up on my YouTube. Let me see. I should have put this link up for you all beforehand. That would have been cool, wouldn't it? If I could just had that link ready to go, that'd be amazing. Okay, so playlist. Where is my TTRPG Talks playlist? Get shareable link. So here is part 1, which I edited from a previous Tech Friday. And that's all about season structure. I'll do a refresher when we come back. So take a look at that, because this part will build on what we talked about here, and we'll be covering characters and world building and integrating those and how to think about those within an actual play setting. So not necessarily your home campaign setting, though some of the ideas might translate, but these go to making a show. This was great. Thanks for showing how you do it. Yeah. Thanks, Rex. Appreciate that. That was kind of my journey this week, was being stubborn and figuring out how to do these things that I could doing another program in Obsidian. So I did that. It took a while, but eventually I hit upon the right words and just the right YouTube videos. So just follow the links and what I told you, and if you want to do something similar, and save yourself a bunch of time searching for it on your own, because I did all that. So, all right, let's take a break, and when we come back, we'll get into the second part of the TTRPG talk. Be about 5 minutes. I'm going to run some ads to keep pre-rolls away, and I'll see you all in about 5 minutes or so. Stay tuned. And a little mumble. He begins. Ancient pastry chefs of evil, transform this unleavened form into Pillsbury, the ever baking. And with that, he
Yep. I mean, it's useless from us, but give yourself inspiration for that. That was
Yeah,
That's amazing.
see if I can.
Behold, blood orange.
Does anyone else hear Latin chanting, or is that just me?
Mhm.
No, I
thought
think
they were,
everybody
yeah,
does.
but yeah.
Give it the name X-Toll to be sent to Sleeper Island. Simply go to X-Toll and speak this one's name, which is X-Toll? Cool. Well,
The with Jasmine talking about Desi Quest and their Kickstarter was fully funded. They had a $50,000 goal. They ended up pulling in $150,000, which $150,000. Think about the numbers that DC went over for a half an hour of like one show or a season. That's still like a lot of money, but not. It's not like 6 seasons of a 10 episode series. Like it's not that kind of money. And they are asking for, they're planning on being like all together live on location in the same studio with production, audio, visual effects, good rates for their cast and crew. That's not a huge ask if, and I'm going to put this back on people, if you believe that the people working on these things should be compensated well and fairly for their work.
and with that, his size grows to 10 feet. His skin becomes a flaky crust. Skeletal wings of butter spread out from his back. And a rolling pin of necrotic energy forms in his hand.
Choices were made and we respect them.
Wow.
The pie missiles go from 2 to 4. There's 2 below his arms, 2 above.
Tyrion just turns to Punk and says, "I did warn you."
Question.
Yes.
Does this count as a humanoid dying?
No.
Just changing form. Dagnabbit, okay.
This was his magical girl transformation sequence. So.
Oh,
As the pieces fall and slide off his armor. Orange, you glad you met us?
I was proud up until that moment.
I had to ruin that. I had to.
it would be so terrible, but I really want to just throw an axe orb and go, no, I'm not.
rods we bestow upon our new fish are priceless objects. They don't cost anything. Since you know what you're doing, you'll probably want a proper one. But in the meantime, let's see if you can figure out how to hold your pole. Ready, the one I gave you, and your lessons can begin. I held my pole and I completed a quest. Ready in your...
And the drama mask.
Seems to be
And
about a 6 foot tall human.
Oh,
As they stand up.
Enthrall, plus give me your number. I'm kidding. Size doesn't matter. So it's a wisdom saving throw of 14, and if they hold on a second, any creature. I'm still a little wary. I just keep watching DC's like window.
Right. Also, thank you as a board member of Take This and a stream
Yes.
ambassador. So
This is the 5th baking themed one shots, part of the baking ontology. It will be the last charity one shot on DC Lasair's channel, although he may be available for other things. In case you do not know, DC is a producer, streamer, moderator, and the superior had. Oh my god!
Ask and ye shall receive.
The Hatamancy has been engaged.
So please follow
Wow.
DC on Twitter and check out the links and check out his Patreon and Ko-fi if you would like to. If you would like this for consulting, if you would,
Yes.
for whatever reason, like this for consulting,
Production classes are A++.
I guess
This is everything
yeah,
I wanted.
Yeah. So yeah.
I'm so happy.
you asked that earlier, and we had no clue this was happening.
Fine. Everything is plants. No one moves.
Okay, I got a message that I'm disconnected, so I'm going to try to activate. So, oh wait, no, I'm connected again.
Okay.
That's odd.
I can't even move. No. Okay, I'm gonna abandon this one because,
Wait, you're
Yeah.
stuck?
well, no, the tree isn't moving for me. Usually it moves a little, but it's not. And if the enemies can't move towards me, I can't get any experience. So we'll quit this one out.
So we really do have to make like a tree and leave.
Yes, we do. Oh, don't be a stick in the mud. Let's just have some fun. Hey, do you like these? I call this one game. I just have no words. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Appreciate it. Turn off Spotify here. I hit the button once, right? Okay, yay. I did the thing. I hit a button and it worked. So happy. Great when stuff works. All right, so let's get into part 2 of TTRPG Actual Play Assemble. This will be characters and world building. Now, last time I talked about season structure, and we took the idea of a movie script and broke it down into 3 acts. You can have more than 3 acts, that's fine. But basic 3 acts, you have, and then a couple episodes at the beginning, kind of your introduction. Then you have your middle bit, and then a couple episodes that are your end bit. So the middle bit's the longest. So if you had 8 episodes, you would do 2 for your intro, 4 for your act 2, and then 2 at the end to wrap things up for the season. the basic idea. It can go a little longer than that, and maybe that point isn't at the exact start of that episode. Maybe it takes a little bit into that episode to get to it. It's fine. It's, whatever you need to do to pull it out. So suggested structure. And what I want to do for this talk, let's talk about world building and characters, and how, when you're thinking about a show, how your players can help inform the world and help you build that show. And one of the most useful things that D&D provides, or any game, or most games, have some sort of background options. Here's the ones available in the free rules for D&D. And so someone picks Acolyte. Where did they serve? What god? What does that ask the player who chose that background? What god do they serve? What does that look like? And how does that look like in your world? Where are these little cells and things like that? Or if they're a sage, where do they study? What library did they come from? And now suddenly you have a group of sages that live somewhere in your world, and a manor, maybe, or maybe you're at some sort of monastery that you're studying books and scrolls if you're a sage. Where are these places, and who are these people? And that can all be in the background, right? And so that, it's true with, if you use 2014 5e or 2024 5e, except in 2024, it now gives you, that's how you get your ability score and a tool of proficiency and more equipment, things like that. But yeah, so any TTRPG that you put background dots into or anything, you can ask questions in those backgrounds and have those answers from your players be part of your world. And, if you have rivals to, let's say, one temple doesn't like another, well, whose side is your Acolyte character on when they enter that town? And then suddenly, your show has that much more to go on. Now, a lot of these things you can also use in a game, or in a home session, if you will. And you can do the same thing, when asking about the species. Did they grow up in a town like Waterdeep, where there's just multiple people? Were they, are you a gnome and you're sort of a forest gnome and you're in your forest with other gnomes? What does that look like? Well, now you have a forest in your campaign, in your show, where all these gnomes live, right? So yeah, let your players help you do some of the world building. And you may even change what you had planned based on their answers. Remember, for an actual play, we can be loose with structure and things. We can move things around. It's okay. It's okay if the story changes as you go. That's fine. If it doesn't actually add up to where you want to go, where you want it to go, but it's close or it's a good point, still just think about the season structure again and go, okay, this isn't quite what I wanted at the end. I didn't think I thought they'd be fighting this person, but now they're fighting this person. But this still makes a good point in which to switch over into the next act, right? And because we're not a solidly scripted show, we're kind of running improv in a sense. You have to be a little more dynamic with that. And another thing I thought of that is useful when you're thinking about seasons and shows is character arcs. Now, these are going to be independent of the story season arcs, probably, or they can coincide, whatever, but you want to give everyone a spotlight, right? And so you can kind of plan out how these go along. Maybe one season you handle one character and then you plant the seeds for the others to come along. You gotta give everyone a spotlight. Everyone, deserves the chance to shine because they've agreed to make this thing with you. And I thought about it in D&D terms, it's the tiers of play. And what you can do with the tiers of play, again, these are in the free rules, is this another point where you can spin the characters off into more threatening situations or kind of change the arc of the party, if you will. So, tier 1 levels 1 to 4. Okay, now they're going to tier 2, which is levels 5 to 10. What's the change at level 4? At level 4, maybe an episode or two, or however you want to do your progression. What's the change now to the plot that makes everything larger, that takes them into level 5? And so you can do the same thing then at level 10. What's the change that takes them into level 11? And you can separate that however you want. If you want to do it, levels 1 to 3 and then 4 be a big change. Go on, but it's useful to have some sort of structure with what you're doing. And if you're in a game without levels, that's fine too. Maybe the characters have points, so once they reach a certain, once all the characters have so many points built in their characters, maybe that's when you kind of change the arc of what they're doing. And that can also inform your story. That can line up with your season beats as well. But this way, you have your players involved, making choices with their characters and building their stories as you build your season. And how you combine all this is largely up to you because there's multiple ways to do this. You can watch any actual play and then watch another one and see the differences between them. Yeah, I've been thinking about story a lot lately and how to do a show. And then, you make show notes as you're going around. Part of your show notes for that episode is what happens to this character. Does this happen for this character or does it not? Does another thing happen to another character? Just add that in your notes for that episode that you're doing. And so you have a reference and to hit those beats. And then you can also add in, okay, how does this work with my plot beats? And it is a bit of work to kind of figure this out ahead of time. But if you do it ahead of time, you'll be better off in the future. And that, again, all this helps inform your world through the characters. And I wanted to talk a bit about world building as well, because there's advice to start small. I've seen this play in places, start small. The village, kind of go from village to city to nation to country, that type of thing, and build out from there. So you kind of want a dual approach, right? You want sort of the big ideas of your world, what it looks like, where things kind of are in general, but that town doesn't need to be to the north. You don't have to mark it right now. That can be a season later, right? You want to get through your season, so start small. Where are the characters when they first meet each other? What's the village? What's the tavern? We meet in an inn, right? Do they have a base of operations? Are they gathered there because they all have special talents and they're selected for a mission. And you can just work on developing what's needed for that episode and for that season. And then when other stuff is needed for next season, work on that. But don't make a whole world with everything defined right away, because that could take you a very long time and you'll never actually get a show done. Because you'll have all this world building and you'll probably keep, world building can be very addictive. So think about that. Get some of the big ideas down, how your world works, what gods there are, that type of thing. And then when it comes to that village or place, start there, build it out. And you can scale it however it works for you. What are the big ideas you need? And then what are the small ideas that will help get through that first episode or that first season? And don't worry about everything on your world if it's a homebrew world. Just concern yourself with what's going to be necessary for that particular plot. So that's the talk on world building and characters. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, put them in chat. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the second part. This is going to be the third part of Tech Friday. Usually the second part, where we relax, we look at articles of tech news and TTRPG news, and we go in. I am going to put up a BRB screen just briefly, so I have a visual marker when I edit this of where to stop. So I'll be right back, but it'll be like just a couple seconds.
And in a strangely sonorous voice for...
Okay. Thanks for staying tuned while I made myself an edit point. But yeah, that's part 2. So let's turn on some music. Put it low. Oh, gotta check a couple things real quick. Hope you're all doing well. All right. So let me check a Discord real quick, because I think there was plans for an announcement. I don't know if it happened. Oh, we have. Okay, that's not the thing I was hoping it was. There. Sorry, checking Discords. Okay, that one. All right, I don't see any pressing announcements in Discords, so let's get into some tech stuff. Riz, hello, welcome on in. Oh, change hats. Oh boy. I have this one right next to me. There you go. All right. And if you have any tech news you would like to share, please put it in chat and we'll talk about it. Okay, I'm not really seeing anything that we usually talk about that'd be of interest to us. Engadget. Oh, hey, this is handy to know. RCS messaging adds end-to-end encryption between Android and iOS, which is great. So instead of SMS, you have RCS. And there's that article on Engadget. So that is fantastic to hear. That's compatible. Oh, let me... Hold on. One moment. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Cool. I get your grill ready for the outdoor scene. Okay. Oh, this is neat. There was the solar eclipse early this morning. Saw it. So, Firefly's Blue Ghost Lander snapped an incredible pic of a solar eclipse from the moon. There we go. You want to see that picture? It's a great picture. Okay, my head's getting a little warm. Back. Ooh, yeah, that's a great picture. Okay, we talked about the RCS messaging. Nothing there. I didn't see any of the eclipse last night. Pretty sure it was after I went to bed, but also it was cloudy here. Oh, yeah. I was up, but I decided I didn't want to go outside. So. But yeah, here it started at, you could see it from like 2 a.m. to, I don't know, like 4 a.m. or something. Okay. No, not much to talk about here. All right. Well, let's get into the TTRPG news stuff. And open up the usual suspects. Ooh. If there's anything catches my eye, not seeing too much there. So yeah, and floors open up. Anything you want to talk about, as long as it involves tech or TTRPG stuff, talk about it. It'd be great. Let's see here. Okay, here's something from today. Free League will release 2 new Lord of the Rings starter sets. Let's see here. Overhill and Underhill. For right about $25. So it looks like it's named the same thing. So if you use the original rule set, or if you use the 5e rule set, there's a starter set for you. Or I should say the 5e compatible rule set. So that's handy. Oh. Modifius had an announcement. If you're playing the Star Trek Adventures role-playing game, they will be releasing a technical manual. I kind of like the technical manuals for space games or sci-fi games, things like that. They are just to read about all the technology and stuff that's in the world. WizKids will release new Critical Role miniatures in, let's see here, September 2025. There's that. So these will be Mighty 9. And let's continue the mini news with if you like Nolzor's Marvelous Miniatures, there's going to be again, hits retail in September 2025, but there'll be some new releases. So a Salamander, Satyr, Troglodyte, Classic Shambling Mound, Yeti Tykes, Lamia, Classic Treant, and more. Oh, and if you didn't hear, apparently Magic the Gathering is going to have a secret lair SpongeBob SquarePants edition. So that's going to be a thing. If you like Ravenloft, there is a new Ravenloft novel coming soon called Heir of Strahd. Let's see if I can get a date. Just waiting for the Cereal Mascots edition, right? Captain Crunch has a magic card. Frankenberry. So the Ravenloft novel comes out May 13th. And if you want to see that article, you know, Tony the Tiger as a magic card. Count Chocula. Be a good magic card. The Trix Rabbit. Yeah, all right. Looking at another site. Like I said, just relax, take a break, unclench your jaw. You know, weekend's coming up. So. Let's see here. We've talked about that already. That's been mentioned. Okay. That's just stuff we've already talked about. Okay. Oh, well, let me check this out. Let's reduce that URL, and hopefully it still works. Yes. Okay. So, D&D Beyond is having a spring sale. So if you want to save yourself a little money on some things for D&D, you can check it out here. And I think the Steam not Next Fest, but the Steam Spring Sale is still going on. And Elgato is also having a sale on things. Let's see here. They have 30% off some items because they called it Elgato Week. Deals end on, it looks like Sunday. But yeah, just go to elgato.com for all that. It's right at the top of their page. So you can save, you know, up to 30%. So it looks like stuff is anywhere from 23 to, oh, some things are above 30%. All right. But yeah, so 20 to 38% off, approximately. And if you don't see what you have on sale, they have a code at the very bottom of their main webpage there. That'll get you 20% off any item that's not discounted for this Elgato week. You can copy the code and you just use it as checkout. So if you want to save some money and you're looking at some Elgato products, like, you know, my precious Stream Decks, save yourself some monies. It'll be great. All right, what else do we have today? Didn't I post I just imagine I did a Blue Sky post? Oh, no, here it is. All right, so Work Lurk is over. Yay! So my birthday is March 30th. I don't stream on Sundays. So come by for the Tech Friday on March 28th, and we'll have my almost birthday celebration. That's right, two uses of the word birthday in a row. So you could say almost birthday celebration. You would be wrong. It's the almost birthday celebration. Why doesn't that look right? Oh, because the HTTPS. Why is there a space? YouTube may put a space between the colon and the rest of that. I don't know why. So bizarre. All right. Well, if you're watching on Twitch, the link came through properly for the Blue Sky post. So yeah, mark your calendars. Come on by. I'll throw confetti on the screen, and we'll have a celebration. It'll be fun. I don't know what we're doing other than I'm throwing confetti on the screen and having snacks. You'll have to bring your own snacks. As much as I would like to, I can't shove snacks through the internet and deliver them to you. Otherwise, everyone would be getting one gummy bear. Any other content? Oh, if you want to see, can I get a? Speaking of, the gummy bear weighs 15 pounds, so. If you want to see all the TTRPG talks I've done over the past couple of years so far, that's where I've been adding the other things, like part 2 of the Assemble talk will be in this playlist. Here they all are, one handy dandy playlist. Go there, check them out. Then let me look at the calendar real quick, figure things out. All right, so what I think will happen is that there's going to be a part 3 to the TTRPG Assemble talk, and we'll save that for the 28th. So next week we won't be continuing to talk. There'll still be Tech Friday, as long as, you know, nothing weird happens between now and then. But the final TTRPG Assemble talk will be on the 28th. That'll be again part of the second half of the show. see, do I have any comments over on Moonbeam? No, like. Refreshing Moonbeam, making sure that looks good. Okay. Yeah, I'm broadcasting to YouTube, Twitch, and Moonbeam today. Also, I did mention Obsidian is completely free. They do have a paid option, which allows you to publish notes to the web. Or you can either use their thing to sync across your devices, or so $4 a month, you can, Obsidian will take care of the note sync for you. Or you can pay $8 a month, get all that, and publish your notes to the web. And Obsidian will take care of that for you too. Now there are plugins that do things like this, and also you could just put your vault. I'd suggest copying it into a OneDrive or a Google Drive, Dropbox, one of those. You probably want to have a local copy because some plugins can have trouble with, for whatever reason. I don't understand the technical bits here, but reading on some of it, some of the plugins can have trouble with a cloud version of your vault. So keep a local one, and then have a copy sync to the cloud. And like I mentioned with what do we call it? Like I mentioned with OBS plugins, sometimes the people who write Obsidian plugins, their instructions are not that clear. Don't quite understand how to make a plugin work. People have clearly figured it out because, these plugins have tens of thousands of downloads or whatnot. But I look at the instructions, I'm like, I'm not quite sure. You're like missing a couple steps here and there that would really help cement this for me. So just be wary of that. That the plugins are all made by the community, and some have better instructions than others. Or you can do like I did and search YouTube videos until one of them hits you right and explains the plugin how you need to explain to you. All right, what else do we have? Oh, we got time yet today. I'm just looking at random stuff now, so if you guys have anything you want to talk about, let's do it. Let's see. E-reader, video game you're playing, yeah. Anime you're watching. Still enjoying your Palma e-reader? I think I've only charged it maybe 3 times. Excellent. Yeah, mine's going well Mine's going well as well. Oh. Okay, had to double check messages there. Let's see here. Anime I am watching. I started watching Freerun again, except this time over on Netflix, because Freerun's great. And since Netflix has all the subtitles I could need, because if you watch Freerun on Crunchyroll, there's lines of text, right, in Japanese on before they get into the episode, you know, giving you a little context of how many years have passed, that where the characters are, that type of thing. The only way to read those if I switch from the subtitle mode to the closed caption mode, or one way or the other, and then I go back, and then that's translated up there. And whereas watching on Netflix, it just does it. I don't have to switch modes to figure out what all those characters on the screen mean. Just there for me. Plus the opening and ending songs are translated. Yay! I mean, they're good tunes, but I also like knowing what they say, and the Freerun opening song is quite good. Like I said, Freerun's just one of my new favorites. I am slowly working my way through that time I got reincarnated as slime, or whatever long title that show has. So I am in season 2. And then after season 2, there's a movie, and then you can go into season 3. I'm just scrolling through things, so yeah. Anything else you have? Let me know. We got a few minutes yet before I want to go. I like spending time with y'all. Alright, I'm not seeing anything else there. No one seems to have sprung a tech surprise out of the tech companies we talk about usually on here. While I was streaming, so... Eventually, I'll have games up on Start Playing. I've been kind of teasing that idea since the new year, and I just have to kind of get it going. Like I did all that stuff in Legend Keeper and now Obsidian, so I could keep track of the paid games, because I want to do, you know, multiple of them. But also, I need some system to keep track. So that's been a lot of why I've been doing that is so I just can keep track of my home game, and then the paid games I'll be doing, and anything else. If I get to do a show again, so I have that system in place, and I go, okay, that's what works for me, and I can change it when I need, but here's the basic. And if I do a show, well, I have the Notion templates. Dinner's here already? Dinner look all right. I have, yeah. I'm gonna have a frozen pizza, Jack's frozen pizza. Those are usually pretty good. I think it's just pepperoni. Okay. Oh, I went to Jet Pens. This may have been a mistake. Yeah, that should be good. Oh, I mentioned I was the thing I haven't released yet, but I think I showed some of it off. Jet Pens and Muji are very dangerous. What's this other place you've mentioned? Ooh, t-shirts and all sorts of stuff here. Japanese store that has simple, clean designs for this. Nice. Yeah, look at these. Oh, these are lovely. But where my thought was going was that, I talked about creating a sort of compact note system for my games as well that I can print out. And so I have paper copies of worlds and things like that, and also make it modular. And then I wanted to, release what I did for free. So I'll eventually be doing that as well. And then I'll have a video explaining my thoughts behind how this modular, but I'll basically be giving you some notes that you can use in any D&D campaign you run. You don't even have to use it in the same way I do. It should work. It'll be just some general info that should be handy for everyone to have. So that'd be great. But yeah, so that's part of my idea, to have a whole system aligned where, I can do the paid games and things like that, but now I can print this stuff out and have it way organized to keep paper copies of it all. And that way at the end, I can have this big old binder of, here's what we did, right? Here's this world in one spot. Here's all the adventures we had. And that would be a good record for those. But yeah, that involves some Jet Pen stuff. Let's see. Which, speaking of Jet Pens, okay, I will share. We'll share one birthday link. Speaking of Jet Pens, here's my Jet Pens wish list. There you go. There are other wish lists, but they have been posted before, and I don't want to keep posting all of them. So, there's that one. All right. Yeah, it's time to wrap up, I think. So let's see who is on. We can take this fabulous raid over to. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. I'll be back Monday with more video gaming. Probably more Ender Magnolia. Who is on? We can go over to. Let me reload again. Here, oh wait, this. All right, yeah, it looks like we're gonna go raid over to Nyx, who is an excellent creator. Check out Punkle Nyx if you can. That's Nix. Wonderful human. We'll go see what he is up to. He's playing Sea of Thieves. And so I will be back Monday, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, with more video game stuff. And Wednesday will be Gunpla. And Friday will once again be Tech Friday, where we'll have fun tech things to talk about, I'm sure. So I will see you all then. Please be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and have a great weekend. Thanks for hanging out. Stay tuned for the raid. And I'll see you all on Monday. Bye.